It says here, New York's AI weapon scanners produce 85% false positives, aka they don't detect weapons. They give cops a pretext to harass people while lining the pockets of vendors. In the meantime, New York City is shutting down libraries on weekends, citing budget constraints. Like, can I say something? I know people don't use libraries really anymore. Like, most people don't. And it's because who needs the library when it's literally right here in your hand? Like, anything you could get at a library, it's literally right here. Maybe you have to pay for it. But as someone who grew up with libraries, as someone who used to go to the library almost every single day after school, there's so many other library services, by the way, besides books. Yeah. I basically lived there in the summer. I loved going to the library. It was like the one place I could go with my friends where we could all just hang out and like draw because we were nerds. Yes, yes. I get it. I was a nerd. Okay. Um and it wasn't loud and we didn't have to pay any money to go, which was great. It was like it was exactly what we would want. It was like perfect. And then we would all get froyo after. It was great. I was so much fun. You could draw, read, computer time, board games, everything was free. Yeah. Like you had to pay to print, but it was like you weren't like the library wasn't profiting off of you printing. It was like 5 cents to print a piece of paper. Ain't gonna lie, the library is an easy fix. You know, honestly, you can add PCs that have video editing, photo editing power, and offer them to for use. No, people don't need to browse. People don't just need to browse the internet. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think like you can fix libraries if you kind of create third places. So, unfortunately, the library should be a quiet place, right? So that people go and if they want to read, they can read there. But I think two major changes need to happen to libraries. Number one is I think that like they need to be
Videos from Michael
clean.
the Librarian. Forgive how I look. I am
Stop. I will watch this in a second, Marianne. They need to be nice and clean and look modern because I think me anyways, um I already am kind of predisposed to not wanting to touch used books because I'm thinking about all the germs that's on them and stuff. So I think you can offset that just by making the libraries really nice and really clean. Um, I don't know, and I can't speak for other libraries, but the libraries in New York are gorgeous. They are so beautiful and they have such amazing architecture and they're just really nice places to be. Even like the more mediocre ones are all still really nice. And it makes you want to spend your time there. Because I mean, like obviously this is an extreme example, right? This is like the best library New York has to offer. Which is available to anyone if you're doing work. I went to take a friend just to show them. Because I was like, it's so pretty, it's gorgeous. But the lady was like, sorry, the only people that are allowed in here are people who are actually doing research and working. Are you working? Can you show me your college ID or whatever? And I was like, fuck you. Anyways, no, they're really nice. The library, and then here are the more mediocre libraries in New York. Still very nice. Still very nice. There are some that are a little bit worse. I went to one that was like maybe a smidge worse than this. Looked a little bit older, but I think if you make the spaces pretty, people will want to come. I think the library in my neighborhood looked a lot more like this, which again, it was still a very clean library. everything was still really nice. It wasn't a gross library. But I think the prettier you make them, the more people will want to come. The other thing I think that's really important, besides updating all of the technology, is creating more soundproof rooms. So cutting down on like shared space like this and increasing the amount of not shared space. Like rooms to spend time with other people. I don't know about you guys. My school, I think most colleges are like this, or maybe it's just CUNYs. I'm not sure. But my college had like study rooms. I think other schools have them. They have to have them. And like the study rooms were basically tiny little like cubbies, I guess. And you could rent the rooms out. You didn't pay anything. You just had to reserve the time. And you could go in and use the study room. And basically it was just like a table with like 6 or so chairs. And it looked like, this is not my school, but like it looked like this. Where instead of this being a bunch of bookshelves and a bunch of what is it called? Seating, it's a bunch of rooms that are soundproofed. And you could go in there and like play D&D with your buddies if you wanted to. Here's like another example that like shows the inside of one of the, for anyone who hasn't experienced this before, it's a bunch of rooms that look like this. And maybe when you're walking right past the door, you can kind of hear them a little bit. Former CUNY school, library tech, all CUNY schools now have them. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's a good system to have. I mean, I would go and like study with my friends. I would have like 2 or 3 friends that I would go and study with, and we would just go and grab one of these rooms. And they're all, my school, it was pretty easy. You just went through like the school portal. And you could just be like, I want to reserve a room at this time. And then you could reserve a room. And then you would go up to the front desk and be like, hey, I have a room reservation. And they just give you the key for it. So I think if public libraries had a lot more of these, I think libraries would become revitalized as like new third places for people. And also, I'm pretty sure there's not a rule on like what you're allowed to do in those rooms. I don't think that there's like any rule. I'm pretty sure it's like you can kind of, as long as you reserve it, you can do whatever you want. If you want to commit murder in that room, you can do that actually. Yeah. Yeah. It's legal in there. You're allowed to do anything in there. We can kill that guy with hammers in that room. The orgy room, you're only allowed to have orgies in the rooms that aren't full glass. The full glass ones, you're not allowed to do that. But the ones that have like coverings and stuff, you are allowed to do that in those ones. That one's fine. That's fine. Those are the non-orgy. There's the orgy rooms and then there's the non-orgy rooms. Yeah. Yeah. Because the other people didn't consent to watching that. So, you know, you're not allowed to. I think public libraries would get saved if we did this. If there was more of this, because the reason I don't go to the library, or like the reason I don't want to go to the library is like, I don't want to go hang out with someone else and we both have to worry about being quiet because I don't want to disturb the other guests or get kicked out. Right? The Central Library in DTLA has some study rooms. I can't walk to it. That's the other thing. There have to be more libraries to make them more walkable. Because the library is not for exclusively going and reading books. Or at the very least, I don't think it should be. Seeing fucking Eric Adams say that he's going to shut down libraries on weekends is going to make me I'm so sad. That's how I spent my weekends. That's where I went with my friends. And because like apartments in New York are so small, it's not like we could go to someone else's house. So we would just pick a library, a public library that was like equidistant from like me and my friends. And then we would go and hang out at the library. And now they're gone. Now libraries are closed on weekends. I think there's a lot of libraries that want to do to increase participation, but cities don't ever want to fund these initiatives. Yeah. Land parties would be so much fun at an event like a library. Oh my God, yeah. No. Dude, if they put computers in the study rooms, I know that that would be expensive, but if they did that, that would be so dank. That would be so dank. I think you're right, to be honest. More funding, more study rooms, later hours. Because you and your friends can all go like grab something afterwards, like froyo. But imagine if you could go do trivia nights with your friends at the library study room. As long as the rooms are well soundproofed, you don't have to worry about anything, right? Hi, Mayor Cat. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. You smell so good, Mayor Cat. I'm so lucky. I have two nice smelling cats. They always smell like the sun. You guys ever put clothes out to dry, like outside in the sun? My cats always smell like that. I think it's because they usually are sunbathing. They spend a lot of time sunbathing by the windows and patio and everything. Oh, the mayor cat. Oh. Oh. Do cats smell bad? Some people don't take care of their cats. I've smelled some bad cats. Are they both gray? Of course. I'm racist, man. Did you talk about the new suspensions policy? Actually, I did. I did talk about it. Ah, Mayor Cat, stop. Mayor Cats, stop. Oh. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, who's the good Mayor Cat? Oh. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, the Mayor Cat. Oh. He wants scratchies. I told my mom for Easter I hope she sees the irony in being a neglected child being a neglectful child, neglect attorney who got her son experimented on. What is this? What is this talking about? I don't understand. Oh, irony. Okay. Anyways. Okay. We're going to do some portion of the stream like this because I need to hold my cat. He's too cute not to hold. Oh. No, he's the little baby. You are. You're the baby. Isn't he so cute? Okay, moving on. Moving on. Let's keep reading about this AI thing. And then I want to watch the Anthony Padilla video. And also, yeah, as many other people mentioned, if you can, it helps to get funding for your library simply by opening a library card. Like just getting a library card at your local library helps the library receive funding. So if you do, even like, I'm not saying you should scam the government, but even if you don't use the library or you don't plan to use the library, you should try and go and get a library card. It's literally free. It's literally free. And it helps them get funding and it helps improve third places for your neighborhood. It helps increase the places that poor people can go to. Like a lot of poor people rely on libraries. It's pronounced library. What? No, it's not. Also, with the library card, you can rent stuff online from libraries, by the way. Oh, I didn't even know that. I actually didn't even know that. So yeah, I would really highly recommend going and getting one if you can. Because I didn't even know this, but apparently you can get ebooks using your library card. Oh, I'm sorry, Mayor Cat. I put a little too much pressure on you because I thought you were the table. Sorry. I spooked him. I'm sorry, weird guy. Sorry about that. He's scared. He got scared. The app is called Libby. It comes with a lot of subscriptions to like Libby, Canopy, and some other online stuff. I didn't even know that. I haven't used like a library card. I myself haven't used a library card in forever. You know what? After stream, I'm going to go find libraries near me and I'm going to get a fucking library card. I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. Libby! Meerkat, stop smacking my monitor. Do you want me to open this for you? Oh, it's so hot in this room. Why? Who made my apartment hot? Heater off. Turn heater off. Off. Alexa. Alexa, turn the heater off. Okay. Whew. You also get access to Coursera and Udemy classes as well. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. Go get a library card. Canopy is like Netflix, but just for documentaries. It's so sick. Wait, I've been wanting to get documentaries. I've been wanting to watch documentaries. I went to Spotify to check out their audiobook section. And I was very disappointed with the audiobook selection they had. I was like, this is pathetic. These all suck. Let me see if I can find let me see if I can find it. One sec. Meerkat, my toilet paper. No. What was I gonna do? Guys. Search. Audio. Meerkat. He's just hitting everything with his tail. Anyways. I have to move everything out of his fucking vicinity. Anyways, yeah, I was looking at audiobooks on Spotify because I didn't know that they had them. So I went to go look at some and I was like, well, let me look at the categories. And all the categories sounded so lame. I was listening to Judith Butler and I was like, wow, there's nothing so far in this book that I didn't already know. This is sad, actually. Can I have something that I can learn from, that I can learn stuff like new stuff from? And there's nothing there. There's nothing on that. So I'm excited to watch some documentaries. I think that'll be fun. Audiobooks aren't on Spotify, but they still up the price. Wait, no, they're on Spotify. Oh, here. Oh, they are here. Okay. Watch one of my documentaries, social justice docs. Interesting. Okay. All right. Enough. You should go support your local library. It's based to do. And on that note, let's watch this TikTok. And then I think it's time to go. Oh, I would like to figure out how this AI machine this works. And then I would like to go watch the Anthony Padilla video. I think that'll be a good way to spend our day today.
I'm extremely sick right now. Because of you, Michael, I am at my local library and I also have a library card. See? And what I use the library for is therapy, because this is the only way that therapy is accessible to me. I was on a wait list for therapy for over 6 months, and I needed therapy for suicidal ideation. It was very important that I get in, like extremely important, yet every single open door came with another closed one behind it. If a therapist could take me, I couldn't afford them. And if I could afford them and or they took my insurance, well, I couldn't get to them because I didn't have a car at the time. You know, that's not a problem because thank goodness we have things like telehealth. But you see, my house is like way out in the middle of nowhere and I can't even take a phone call half the time or send a text message. And
people laughed at me and called me a lib and called me a liberal when he did this like a year or two ago. But I've always praised the fact that Biden has helped with the infrastructure bill, that massive infrastructure bill that it dedicated, I think, like, what was it? $70 million or billion dollars, I forget the amount of money, to getting high-speed internet to more rural areas. I would have to go and look and see the exact number, but that was still one of the most impressive things that he worked on and that he made a promise about and actually kept true to his word and good to his word. The infrastructure bill, and if you haven't read the infrastructure bill, go read it. Do not criticize me for like actually giving Biden a W, because it was actually a very good bill if anyone actually sat down and read it. And also, yeah, billions on the internet instead of a wall sounds great. It says it was 2 trillion. Like, I'm sorry, between building a fucking wall and getting high-speed internet to someone, yeah, I think one of those is a good use of our money. Now, of course, is Biden also dedicating money to building the wall? Yes. Do I hate him for it? Yes. Yes, I do. Rural broadband is such a no-brainer to invest in. It's amazing that how it's taken so long. Yeah. No, you're not hearing double. President Joe Biden just unveiled another $2 trillion package to bolster the economy. This time he's focused on American infrastructure. His infrastructure package is ambitious. It includes $115 billion to road and bridges, $174 billion jolt to EVs, $100 billion to high-speed broadband access. I would say that is $100 billion very well spent. Of course, our bridges are like rated C or D tier. They're really bad in the US, but the fact that he's dedicated any amount of money to get people high-speed broadband access is huge. It's huge. Imagine you grow up in bumfuck nowhere because your parents are from bumfuck nowhere and you just don't have access to the internet. Like, imagine growing up trans, but you live in the middle of fucking Idaho, and because you don't have any good internet, you just have no understanding of any of the resources that are available online. Growing up with dial-up was awful. Yeah. So listen, I don't think it makes you a liberal to point out some of the good policies.
And it takes me over an hour to upload.
I think you're a liberal if you use those good policies to dismiss people's criticisms of Biden. If someone says, I don't like the way that Biden is handling Palestine, and you respond saying, yeah, well, infrastructure bill, you're a dumb fuck liberal. If you just point out the fact that he did it, I think that's fine, personally.
Load TikToks. So telehealth was definitely not an option there either. After waiting for over 6 months, calling every single person that I could think of to try to get me in somewhere, I finally got a call in January that somebody could take me through telehealth. And I almost had to say, I'm sorry, I can't do telehealth, so I guess I'll have to wait until you have, an in-person available or something like that, until I thought of Michael, the librarian. I said, I'm not saying no, but I do have to talk to somebody about a location that I could go to do the telehealth therapy. And I got the courage to go to my library and go talk to the librarians at my local library. I explained to them that I was somebody who needed therapy for suicidal ideation, and I'm somebody that therapy is not accessible to outside of telehealth, and telehealth is not accessible to me because of the internet situation at my house. Is there any way that I could use the library to do my telehealth therapy sessions? And they said, absolutely. They set me up in my own private room. They even provided 2 extra computers in case mine didn't work. And they left me a note that said, have a good appointment with some chocolate. And they left me alone for an hour. And then I walked out and I went home and I paid nothing. And the library is where I do therapy. And I would have never thought to even ask the library if that was even an option if it wasn't for Michael and his videos and his positivity around the library and really educating somebody like me that the library is more than just a place where you go check out books. If you didn't know, they have like other things besides books, as well as so many different programs, and just being genuinely a safe place for all people at all times. So Michael, thank you so much. Ignore all these haters saying you got dark energy. I am genuinely so thankful for your videos. Because of you, I now have access to therapy, and I've been in therapy for over a month now. And I have found tools, and I've found the root issues of things, and I am healing and I am getting better. And I would have had to say no to that option had I not thought to ask my library because of you. I also just wanted to add, I sit in my car now. I don't go into the library just because like I'm awkward and I don't want to do that, especially like what if I cry? And also for occasions like this where I'm sick, so can't get anybody else sick. So now I'm just in the parking lot really mooching the Wi-Fi. But I have a library card, so it's okay. Also, even just getting a library card tells your local like government people that like people really want to use the library, and so the library will get more money and be an even better resource for the community. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. For the community. So you should go get a library card regardless if you need therapy or want books. Just go get a library card. It costs you nothing, and it makes the library an even better resource. Okay, I'm gonna go do my appointment now.